Us here in Cardiff for highlights of day 5 action at the World 9-Ball Pool Championship. Two legends from the world of snooker took to the table in front of a packed crowd. Steve Davis and Jimmy White battle it out. We join it in the third.
Now watch this arm movement. See, no taking the cue, a foot higher and swinging it down. This is purely lateral and a lot of arm. Oh, but a soft, gentle could break.
No, he's not cutting across the one, Sid. He's playing the dead-on hit with the one, and that's 0 for 2 in the success department, and Steve will soon be slashing across that one. That's the break that Jeremy Jones was using so successfully. Fong Pang Chow in the round robins, as was Corey Duell. Mind you, both Duell and Fong Pang Chow are now going to be watching from the cheap seats. The tournament's lost there to great players, but boy, doesn't it open the door in this year's event.
It's his best option here.
He's got a very thin clip on the one ball. I don't know whether it passes the 4 into the corner. If not, he'll be running for cover, but it's very close. And Sid,
running and running and running.
I don't know whether he's going to be happy with that. He may have left an alley through to this one.
I think he has. I'm sure he has. You say that. He has. He knows.
Steve has already taken advantage of the mistakes that have come his way. There's never been a more punishing player on any table with 6 pockets than the Nugget.
So, how exactly is he going to change the hit on the one at the break? He's not cutting it. He's been hit head on at the moment. He's going to alter the angle in.
Well, the mistake comes, but yes, Sid, he's been favoring the dead-on hit with the one, and a lot of the players have been going across the face of the one, taking the cue ball into the side cushion. But again, we see the unforced error from Davis. And Jimmy wants to take advantage of that, and that doesn't look too bad. 9 and 3, taking away the right-hand cushion, so the natural escape path here doesn't look to be on, so Steve's going to have to swerve around that 6. And the opening created by a great safety from Jimmy. 2 just about falling.
Right then, could well proceed. Only problem now, either tied up pink and orange.
Without a doubt the problem. And if Jimmy's got an angle on the 3, you're going to see him trying to attack that. And surely if he can't, Sid, he's going to be looking to lay Steve in the tall grass off this 4. But here we go. He's going after it. He's missed the 5. That would have nudged the 4 into the open. He plays this game the way he played snooker. Attacks at every opportunity with all the flair and brilliance.
Foul shot.
Well, I don't know what Jimmy's done there.
He hit the orange first. He aimed. I think he just had a mental block there. He aimed at the orange and hit the orange. And he should have aimed and hit the pink. And you can see the funny side.
Well,
watch this.
I'll
the
tell
wrong
you what,
ball.
He's thinking the brown 4 in snooker. And he thought the pink was the pink. The pink is not the pink, Sid.
It used to be the purple, but now it's the pink. As Davis is gifted the rack. Wow, you were saying that the way Jim plays, there might be the odd slip. On a snooker table, at this, with its icy surface, there can be more slips in a game that he's not so familiar with, but he could do without that.
Well, I just want to let the people know that for the televised stages here, they do employ a different set of balls. The pink 4 and the brown 7 that Steve's looking at here are not the normal colors that you see in your clubs. And that is where the mistake came from Jimmy White. And this 9 for a 3-0 lead, albeit Steve can thank Jimmy. 3-0 confirmed. Well, for the time being, as long as he sees a ball to the pocket, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
You have to have the bottle to experiment along that head string with angle of attack into the pack, sometimes moving, well, 4 feet along it to the other side. And you might make a complete mess of it if you do. So it's a good risk by Davis. The risk paid off.
Good containing shot. Jimmy will play this at pace. And that's a good reply. Nothing on for Steve. Save the same option.
And I can remind you of this man's incredible tenacity. A year ago here, he was 8-2 down Efren Reyes, meaning Reyes needed 1 to beat him, and he won that.
Well, again, Steve uses that 5, and it looks like he may have left that one open for Jimmy. It's very close. The 2's at the opposite end of the table. This will take some cue power.
Oof, could be disastrous here. Well,
what a nightmare start this has been for Jimmy White.
is it going to worry him how adjacent the brown is to the 9?
Not at all. That 7 ball's available bottom left. Again, a clear-cut route to victory for Davis.
Are you spelling that with or without an E? Route it could be, as in Culloden. Davis, well, he was pacing gently, slowly around the table in the first rack, but now there's an urgency. One sees with the likes of Strickland, if they're there to be potted, why hang about? Drago, if you trust your execution, don't rattle your brains, just get in and do your work, as the great John Pullman used to put it. Stick to your last.
Wanted to be fairly straight on this 5. He's got to stay the right-hand side of the table. So he may just have to hold position in this area here. He's going to have a look to see if stopping the cue ball, killing the pace of that white and holding it just to the left of the 5 still avails position to the 7. That's the order. And now got to negotiate the contact on the 9, and Jimmy can only watch every mistake that he has made, save 1. He has had to suffer.
That's a good example of that absolute conviction of your own executive ability. The way Davis is holding together a tight, solid game.
9 down, Steve 4-0 in front of Jimmy White in the race to 9. The crowd applauds the Davis onslaught.
Oh, has he ever found the sweet spot on that diamond?
And this is very close. He got the 1 into the center here. That's the wing ball that we were so used to seeing Jeremy Jones deposit. And a little touch on the 2. Has it left it on? It's a fine clip into the center. And Steve may be forced to play the 3-8 combination even if he does get this. Mind you, look at the 3-9.
Feather, tickle.
And what about that shot, Sid? Around the angles, no contact. And the 3 to his choice of pockets.
Over the last 5.5 years, Jim, I've stood and heard Earl Strickland and the great Jim Rampy stand and gasp at Davis's control of the white ball.
We talked about it earlier. Could this be Davis's year? He showed everyone last year and made a big statement. And with Chow out, a lot of big names falling by the wayside. Bustamante, Corey Deuel. Could this be Steve Davis's year?
Well, that track record of zapping 3 world champions in 3 days shows he's got the consistency. And without any kind of waving any British flags, he is looking a better player than he was 12 months ago. There's the 5 zip.
Confirmed now. 5 in the books. Jimmy White has yet to bother the scorekeeper.
Rack 6. Steve Davis to break. Leads 5 racks to 0.
This is where I think all-around technique and tactics will play off. And Davis has been studying both. Again, productive break. And he's sweet on the 1 ball.
Well, as sweet as a lemon. There's nothing easy about this one, Sid. And the 2 is the wrong end of the table for him. Gonna have to come up with some kind of shot here to knock this 1 in and finish on the 2. And it looks like he's gonna be eyeing the 2-3 plant because this 2 isn't available. Well, at least it doesn't look like it's available. Well,
But
in fact,
vicious safety, and I think he might have fluked it.
and that is a very useful fluke. Quickly put his hand up to apologize, but look, he's on the 3.
Well, with Davis, as I say, he's a better player than he was a year ago, and he was cracking, beat 3 world champions a year ago. If Lady Luck is smiling on him as well, I think Jim is deep in the swamp. Oh. And again, he missed. But this takes some handling.
Jimmy's looking at me and he puts his arms. Yeah, Jimmy, nothing's changed. We saw an awful lot of this in the Davis era, let me tell you. He was the best on the planet. And he did get some running when he did miss. And that's just what's happened here, too.
Kicking himself because of that error.
And he's left the 4 for Steve. Not happy, but nothing has gone right for Jimmy as yet. It's a different year. It's a different game. But it seems the storyline remains the same. Looking at the 6-9. Is this set into the bottom right corner? If it is, Steve will stay on the left. If it isn't, he'll play the cue ball to the right. And that says it all right there. The 6 is on the 9. And this spells a 6-0 lead for Davis.
This for another nail in Jim's box.
And there you go, 6-0 now. down for Steve this time. Went across the one, Sid, and for the first time in 3 breaks from the left-hand side, he fails. And a very difficult opening shot for Jimmy here. But I think Jimmy understands that he's got to try and seize the moment. There's no time like the present. He's been shut out in this one. The few chances he's had have gone begging.
Just remind you, just come in on one of that. It's a race to 9. Davis 6 is it up, but it's winner breaks, and if you smack that 9 down, and you've got a good incoming angle to the pack, you can run 4 or 5 very swiftly.
It is so important for Jimmy to get out here. Tons of pressure on this rack. He's got to stem the tide, and the sooner the better.
Takes it long. But, oh, he nearly got out of position there, didn't he? He's made this thinner than I think he wanted. He'll get it. Well, he's got a lot of fans here in Cardiff. They will lift the roof if Jimmy can get a choke here.
Just overdrew that. Again, not as easy as it could have been, and you know, you just got to think that I wonder if Jimmy is concerned about that miscue with the tip earlier. There's got to be a seed of doubt in his mind.
Whereas Davis is playing on autopilot.
And Sid, when this 9 goes down, listen for the applause. They couldn't wait to get off their hands here. His legion of supporters. Finally, White off the mark. 6-1 to Davis. The comeback had to start.
Rack 8. Jimmy White to break.
This
Trails,
can
1 rack to
evaporate
6.
very quickly, this lead. But Jimmy needs a good break. 8 down.
1. Potable. The comeback trail could well start here.
And he's on the 1. Bring the cue ball off. 2 cushions for the 2. Under hit. Again, tougher than it could have been. He would like to have been straighter, and now he's going to take the White into that 6, so he's got to negotiate the cannon. Very nicely played. And he's retrieved the situation, now in prime position to snatch his 2nd rack.
Does he ever? Draws beautifully to that alley left of the 9. Pink with a bit of top. Orange next.
A nice angle too, Sid, just to drop this in off the cushion for the 6. This is just what Jimmy would have wanted. Nice angle again to bring it back for the 9.
Well, his name's White, but he ain't waving no flag over the parapet. Jim's still in contention.
The 9 down, 2nd rack in a row. As I said, the lead can go very quickly in 9-ball. 6-2, and Jimmy White will be breaking in rack number 9.
Jimmy White to break. Trails 2 racks to 6.
Well, he's on the 1. But I can tell you, it doesn't avail any position to the 2. A very soft break off from Jimmy, and the 8 just slithering over to deposit the 6.
So where is the safety option?
Well, he doesn't really have a safety here. He's got to try and knock this one in and leave himself some clear path to the 2. And he hasn't done it. That was always going to be the problem.
Yeah, the pink blocks the route, bottom left.
I wonder if there's an opening between the 9 and the 5 straight through to the 2. You can see it now, there is. It doesn't pass, not enough to be able to make it into the corner pocket. The 4's in the way. This isn't easy.
Well, it's obvious he can hit it just about full ball.
I don't know how happy Jimmy will be with that effort. He's left the 2 on, and the possibility, you can see the bottom right corner is half guarded by that 8. And Steve's just had a look to see. I don't think that 2 will pass. Will he try and attack the 8 from here? Steve very seldom takes unnecessary risks. And he's still 6'2" in front, remember. No time to throw caution to the wind here.
Well, he's pretty sure he's going to take this on 2.
If there's no value, in attacking here, rest assured Steve won't. He'll weigh up every option in his mind.
Very important shot. And he got the double bobble, and he got a fluke.
And absolutely no emotion from Davis at all. The 1 following through to pocket the 8. And now he's not finished on the 2 ideally, but it does look to have a path to the top corner.
And the rest of the balls will be fairly easy if he can take this to the top left. Crowd absolutely gimleted on the action. Steve was steaming away with it. Jimmy's clawed his way back in. Oh, what a shot!
Terrific shot from Davis there. Boy, did he pull a rabbit out of his hat on that one.
Sensational pot, sensational position. You'd bet your back teeth here on 7-2.
How do you stop a comeback dead in its tracks? With shot making like Steve Davis has just shown you.
Just like the Roadrunner with the Coyote. When you think you're in the race, it's beep beep time.
Long 7 top right. Just draw back for the 9 bottom left.
Leaving an elementary 9 to dish out more paint to Jim. This for 7-2.
And what a comfortable lead it is. Steve Davis is in the zone right now. Wing ball straight in, and just look at the position on the 1. My goodness, if Davis starts getting the measure of the break like this, he will take some stopping.
Exactly.
From anybody in the world.
And we were just talking about it. What would he do? I'll do it minutely. He went across 4 feet to the other side of the head string. Complete change of incoming angle from the other side of the table and found the sweet spot.
He's got a nice angle on the 3. Just slide past the green 6 for the 5, bottom right.
Cheats the pocket nicely, takes it in off the knuckle.
I think what is so impressive about Steve Davis and the way that he has learned to play 9-ball is so quickly he has started to visualize the patterns. The Americans talk about the patterns, and Steve understands this game as well as anybody now, I believe.
His general comment on his weakness is vis-a-vis the break. And once he changed his side, there's been very little wrong with it tonight.
Nicely over to the 8. Just draw and stun back to the center for the 9.
It's then for 8-2.
8-2 confirmed, it's in the bank now. Steve just 1 rack away from a pace in the last 32. Davis has always been rock solid. But there are still
11.
some names that are progressing through in this tournament to whet the appetite.
I like Jeremy Jones. Looked very solid, had the break laced.
Yes, absolutely. And look at Steve. He's got the angle on the 1. He's looked at the 2-9 into the right center. Could this be the beginning of the end for Jimmy? Very measured, as always, and as we'd expect.
I want us to say that the actual move from the right as we look at to the left-hand side of the head string was the vital move. Slight risk in it. You may come up dry, but he came up absolutely fruitful on it and has found the spot to hit on the break. And that, I think, is the thing that turned the game his way, that he could rely on action, successful shots from the break.
And he's looking at the 2-9. You know he's looking at the 2-9 here. Does he take it on? It would mean a win. If he misses, he gives Jimmy a glimmer of hope.
And Jimmy ain't got much nail left on those 2 fingers. Nibble, nibble. Davis' face crushed with tension and concentration and homicidal intent. Watch the 9.
It's there! Davis with a one-sided victory over Jimmy White. We saw it in professional